Well, I had a cop come through here just before the holidays and bring up the point. He said, you better be watching a lot more. He said, holidays, a lot more shoplifting. Now I kind of laughed. I said, well, on the streets of McCook in 28 years, I've had about 500 kids shoplift from me. So I pretty much see it when it happens. But I always just ask them to put it back, and I forgive them. That old cop, I could tell I burned him the wrong way, because he wanted vengeance, and he wanted reports, and he wanted people in jail, or at least big fines, and make money for the lawyers and for the county and the city, not counting the state, and to give somebody a criminal record for the rest of their life. I don't do that. I just forgive them. That's how my little store goes. And I'm a lot more worried about the soul of a kid than I am about putting them in jail. But I think that we can do a lot better for them, and I try. An old saying that if you give a man a fish, he'll be hungry tomorrow. You teach him to fish, like with this little old ice fishing pole. You teach him to fish, though, he'll be able to feed himself for the rest of his life. Well, that ain't exactly true nowadays with all the laws and fees and permits and regulations on fishing. You'd be hard-pressed to make much money, if any, fishing these days. But there are options out there, and when a kid comes up and I see that he's under distress and needing some money and maybe thinking about leaning or even speaking about leaning to the dark side, I bring up one point that he probably hasn't thought about. And that is, I say that, in the summertime you can make money mowing. Wintertime there's no money for a lot of kids out there. And the laws are against the kids in the state of Nebraska. I've had a number of kids tell me that they think the state hates them. And I wouldn't be surprised if the government doesn't just a little bit, have no respect for them at the least. But I tell them a good old bow saw. You can buy one at a yard sale. I've seen them for $1, maybe as high as $3 for a good bow saw. Put a new blade on it for a couple of bucks, and that bow saw can make you $50, maybe even $100 a day. And how do you do that? Well, down on the river, with permission, there's some mean landowners that won't let you on, but there's some good ones that will allow you on, and you take only the dead wood on the ground. Only on the ground. You got to dry it down once you get it, because it will have drawn moisture from the ground. But the dead wood, there is estimated on the Republican River over $30 million in firewood. $30 million. Goes unused. It'll rot away. If you don't use it, it just rots away. So let the kids have it, or anyone, even the elderly. I had a number of older people that are telling me right today that every penny of their Social Security goes to the supplement insurance of their Medicare and Medicaid. And they said if their children didn't help feed them and pay their utility bills, they wouldn't even be able to make it. What kind of a world have we created? Or has the government and the corporations created? God knows you and I wouldn't have it done that way. But a good bow saw does tell a kid or anyone that with their own physical labor, they can cut wood. Abraham Lincoln said that if you cut your own firewood, you've warmed yourself twice. It's still true today. And it is a potential profit maker for you. Again, the $30 million is just sitting out there for anybody to take every year. And I hope that you consider something like this